So companies that were planning their compliance obligations and planning how they would comply with the law, because if the period was a 4-year period for the compliance obligation, companies that started to take action to purchase the allowances and take measures to reduce their emissions obviously had to either purchase the allowances or take steps to reduce their emissions. Companies that didn't start to take action obviously didn't have to spend any money to purchase the allowances. So what we are saying there is companies that started to purchase allowance and took steps to be in compliance with the law would be punished because they used money and purchased allowances, whereas companies that waited to see what was going to happen and then the law was changed didn't have to put out any money. So those who were complying with the law and trying to do the right thing are punished because they spent money purchasing allowances. The companies that didn't take action are rewarded because they didn't ever spend money to buy allowances. In the United Kingdom, what they have is their Climate Act requires the government to establish long-term budgets. So in other words, what that means is, if you look at the law right now in the UK, you know 12 years from now how many emissions are going to be allowed within a 5-year period, 12 years from now. Yeah. So what it means is polluters and investors know how many emissions are going to be allowed within the United Kingdom a long time in advance. They know what the threshold is going to be. They know what the criteria is going to be. They know the amount of emissions that are going to be allowed. And they can start to plan their investments. They can start to plan their strategies. They have sort of that certainty, which is really important for polluters, to say, well, if we make these investments 12 years down the road, we'll be in the right place. The problem that we've seen now in Ontario is policy changes, and so companies and investors who want to make investments have a really hard time deciding if that's going to be the right investment when the policy might be changed 2 years down the road.
So it's uncertain.
So it's the uncertainty. Policy uncertainty is very bad for business. Mm-hmm. So we looked at the United Kingdom model, which provides that at least certainty in terms of how many emissions are going to be allowed 12 years from now.